In the vast universes of Marvel, where cosmic forces bend reality and dimensions intertwine, there exists a clash that transcends imagination itself: Molecule Man versus the White Phoenix of the Crown. This battle is not merely a fight of strength or speed, but rather a collision of ultimate concepts: control of existence versus mastery of life and rebirth. Molecule Man, Owen Reese, is often underestimated because of his frail appearance and tragic backstory. Yet behind that exterior lies one of Marvel's most terrifyingly powerful beings, an entity capable of manipulating every molecule, every particle, every piece of matter and energy in creation. His power makes him a living embodiment of reality's code. On the other hand stands the White Phoenix of the Crown, a form of Jean Grey when she is perfectly bonded with the Phoenix Force in its purest state. The Phoenix represents life, death, rebirth, and limitless cosmic potential. In this form, Jean doesn't just control fire or energy, she embodies the heartbeat of the entire multiverse, existing as a guardian of the cycle of existence. When two forces of such magnitude meet, the question becomes not who is stronger, but can reality itself survive the clash? Understanding Molecule Man's power? To truly weigh this battle, we must first break down Molecule Man's abilities. At his core, Owen Reese is not just a man with powers, he is the power. His origin lies in a lab accident that awakened his ability to control molecules at will. What began as a destructive curse evolved into full-scale omnipotence. Molecule Man can disassemble planets with a thought, erase energy constructs as if swatting away dust, and even reshape entire timelines. His powers stretch far beyond conventional combat. He can transform weapons into harmless air, dissolve armies into nothingness, and even restructure the very laws of physics in his favor. What makes him terrifying is not just raw strength but precision. He can target individual molecules, altering them in ways even gods cannot predict. His battles against cosmic entities have proven that he stands on a tier where only a handful can challenge him. During Secret Wars, he was revealed as the linchpin of multiversal collapse and rebirth, his mere existence tied to the balance of everything. Owen's mental state often determines his effectiveness. At times, his insecurity holds him back. But when confident and focused, Molecule Man is essentially unstoppable. In this fight, we assume he is at his peak, a man in full control of his infinite molecular mastery. The White Phoenix of the Crown's cosmic flame. Now, let us rise into the infinite fire of the White Phoenix of the Crown. Jean Grey, empowered by the Phoenix Force, becomes something far greater than even the most powerful mutants. She becomes the embodiment of life's eternal cycle. The Phoenix Force is older than time itself, representing the creative and destructive balance that fuels existence. In its White Phoenix form, Jean doesn't just wield the Force, she is perfectly harmonized with it. This makes her not a host, but the Phoenix itself. Her presence bends reality, her thoughts echo across dimensions, and her will alone can rewrite destiny. At this stage, the White Phoenix operates beyond destruction or creation. She can erase realities, yet also restore them. She can burn away corruption and replace it with pure rebirth. She doesn't just control matter or energy, she embodies the narrative of existence itself. If the multiverse is a story, then the White Phoenix is its editor, with the ability to rewrite chapters, eliminate contradictions, and start anew. Her battles against cosmic forces like the M'Kraan Crystal, Galactus, and even the manipulation of timelines show that her power dwarfs nearly all. She is driven not by anger or conquest, but by a universal instinct to maintain the cycle of life, death, and rebirth across all planes of reality. The clash of absolute forces? So what happens when Molecule Man faces the White Phoenix of the Crown? On one side, you have a being who can command molecules and energy with limitless precision. On the other, you have the living embodiment of life and cosmic rebirth itself. The battlefield for such a fight could never be Earth, it would annihilate in the opening seconds. Imagine instead the multiversal void, where timelines blur and dimensions fracture like glass. Molecule Man would strike first, dismantling existence at the molecular level, turning the very battlefield into nothingness. Stars would blink out, galaxies would unravel, and time would lose coherence. Yet the White Phoenix would not falter. Her flames of rebirth would restore what he destroyed, rewriting the molecular annihilation into renewed creation. Every erasure would be met with a restoration. Every collapse would transform into a resurgence. This battle would not be about striking or defending, it would be about rewriting reality itself in two opposing visions. Molecule Man tries to dissolve the narrative into silence, while the White Phoenix rewrites it with flames of eternal renewal. At one moment, Molecule Man could strip away her atomic form. But as soon as he does, she would re-emerge from the ashes, untouchable, because her existence is not bound by molecules but by the cycle itself. On the other hand, Phoenix's attempts to burn his essence may find him immune, as he could simply restructure himself beyond destruction. This clash could spiral infinitely, with the multiverse itself unraveling and reconstructing again and again. The scale of this fight would not simply be cosmic, it would be metafictional, shaking the foundations of what a story can contain. The final result: who would truly win? And now comes the ultimate question: who prevails when Molecule Man and the White Phoenix of the Crown face off? In truth, this battle is not about who can throw the stronger punch or unleash the deadliest blast. It is about what concept proves stronger, absolute molecular control, or the eternal cycle of life. Molecule Man is undeniably one of the most powerful beings in Marvel, capable of dismantling all of creation. Yet his power, at its core, is tied to the existence of matter and energy, things that can be dissolved, reshaped, or undone. The White Phoenix, however, exists beyond matter and energy. She is not just fire, not just energy, not just matter, she is rebirth itself. Even if Molecule Man reduces her to nothing, she returns, because the cycle cannot be erased. The White Phoenix embodies the very persistence of existence. As long as there is reality, she has a place within it. Molecule Man can attempt to destroy, but she is renewal, ensuring that destruction always gives birth to something new. Thus, after endless clashes, the final result emerges: the White Phoenix of the Crown would claim ultimate victory. Not by overwhelming Molecule Man in brute force, but by existing on a concept higher than his control. Molecules can be rearranged, matter can be dissolved, but the eternal flame of rebirth cannot be permanently extinguished. So in this battle beyond reality, where concepts clash and the multiverse trembles, the truth shines through. Molecule Man can erase, but the White Phoenix will always rise again. And in the end, rebirth will triumph over destruction. Final result: the White Phoenix of the Crown wins, because while Molecule Man can destroy, only she can eternally restore, and that balance makes her victory inevitable. Check out my other videos for more epic character crossovers and battles. Thanks for watching, and stay happy and healthy.